Before we get to early access, what do we know about Dune Awakening? It's a survival sandbox MMO with safe areas purely for PvE, and of course areas purely for PvP. The survival aspect of the game will be along the same lines as Valheim, so less punishing than other survival games. In other words, you won't get killed instantly, you will have more leeway. You'll have different areas. Some of those areas will be controlled by different factions, and those factions will relate back to the books, Sadika, Harkonnen, and so on. The different areas are designed so if you want a purely PvE experience and delve deep into the Dune lore and explore with friends to find those rare schematics to craft, you can do so. In other words, it looks like there'll be areas you could raid, points of interest that you can enter with a 4-player party, so plenty of co-op play. The PvP areas will most likely have high value items with high value rewards, and there might be the possibility of raiding other people's bases that have been built in the PvP area. Funcom also says the online experience will have thousands of players, working with each other and against each other. I'm not sure how that's going to be implemented, but it's going to be very interesting to find out. And yes, you can form guilds with friends, but there's also an interesting mechanic that allows betrayal, or maybe it'll be closer to the lore from the books, around Fremen sages and Fremen leadership. You'll be able to build temporary outposts to protect yourself from storms and worms, the environment, and probably very important, to respawning. You can also build bases from small to large, using building pieces with distinct styles, but it's not clear if this is with factions, but the system is likely to be more complex than first appears. But I'm sure it's going to relate heavily on resource gathering, as you will need protection around your base from the environment, and if you have bases in the PvP areas, there's a possibility you'll need those protections against other players. But you will be able to build these bases wherever you like, except for a few special cases. I wonder what those special cases will be. Dune Awakening is built on 5 principles. One being survival, water discipline, surviving sandworms, and sweeping sandstorms. Politics and intrigue relating to all the factions and siding with one of them. Infinite exploration, the world changes over time due to the Coriara storms that sweeps across the landscape, shifting the sands, revealing new points of interest and hiding other ones. In other words, giving the game developers the opportunity to keep changing the world as they go along. Combined arms, a combination of vehicles, melee combat, ranged combat, and the ability of all them working together. And finally, expression and customization. Armor set, clothes, character creation will allow you to be a trader, a fighter, or a spy. The many different kinds of weapons in the game have been drawn from the universe and will be customizable with upgrades and levels. There will be armor, clothing, and vehicles all customizable and upgradable. You can also have abilities like shields and suspensor belts, but just like the lore in the books, they can have advantages and disadvantages. Like shields protecting you from long-range weapons but attracting worms. This indicates there's going to be some complexity to the combat mechanics. There will also be abilities relating to the great skills of the Dune universe, Mentat, Bene Gesserit, and so on. Spice will be at the heart of the leveling up system. The more spice you get and consume, the more skills you can unlock, and spice will also help you fine-tune your training. And just like the books, there's a downside. The more spice you consume, the more spice you need. When out in the world, if you make too much noise, either in the PvP area or the PvP area, fighting other factions and players, you'll have to watch out for sandworms and storms rolling in. But don't worry, the sandworms will only be in certain areas, but I have very little doubt that those are the areas you want to go to, especially at late game, because I got a feeling that's where the sweet high-level blueprints are going to be. So how do you get early access? If you go to the Dune Awakening website, you can sign up for the beta testing. The first round of beta testing is starting soon, but it clearly states it will be on an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement basis, which is fully understandable as things are likely to change and improve over time, and it will also stop spoilers before Funcom is ready to announce things. I am already signed up, hopefully I'll get that lovely email inviting me in. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like and subscribe button, and the bell thingy, and of course, thank you for watching. See you all later.